In the last episode, I shared the story of Elvy's recent medical emergency and the way it reshaped my philosophy around animal healthcare. But there was another lesson quietly unfolding beneath all of that. It wasn't about herbs or pharmaceuticals or even veterinary medicine. It was about me. Hello and welcome to the Natural Animal Podcast. I'm your host, Ruth Hatten. I'm an animal naturopath and big animal lover. Here on the show, we share thoughts and ideas about the nature of animals, their preferences, their behaviours, their ways of being, to engender a greater understanding, respect, compassion, and love for all animals, companion, farm, and wild. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. As animal guardians, we spend so much time asking ourselves, what does my animal need? It's one of the most important questions we can ask. And after everything that happened with Elvy, I found myself asking it over and over again. What does he need? Another test, another herb, a different dose, a different supplement, another veterinary appointment? What else can I do? Now, if you've been in my world for a while, you know I've always believed that we are part of our animal's environment, that our presence matters, that our nervous systems matter, that the way we show up matters. I have believed that for years. But in the middle of everything that was happening with Elvy, I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was thinking about the doing more, checking more, monitoring more, trying to stay one step ahead. And somewhere in all of that, I forgot that I was part of his environment too, that I am an important piece of his recovery and of his healing. Someone reminded me recently that I also needed caring for, that alongside soothing Elvy, I needed to soothe my own worry, my own fear, my own panic, even my own grief from when my cat Lily passed in 2022, and the memories of that time that had quietly resurfaced. Because this next chapter isn't just something Elvy's navigating, it's something we're navigating together. And actually, it's not just the two of us, it's all four of us, me, Elvy, and our other cats, Max and Matilda. Beneath all of the practical things, the nutrition, the herbs, the medications, the energy healing, the vet appointments, there is me. The energy I bring into our home, the tension I was carrying in my body, the fear and the panic I was trying so hard to hide. Because our animals don't just experience the care we give them, they experience us, our nervous system, our emotional state, our energy. I realized I'd been white knuckling my way through each day, holding on so tightly, trying so desperately to stop what I couldn't control. I've spoken for years about the way emotions and energy influence health and healing, not instead of the physical, but alongside it, because we are whole beings and our animals are too. And our energies are always interacting with one another. As I was reminded about the need to care for myself, to soothe and settle my worry, my fear, my terror, it really held true. If I was carrying this much worry, this much fear, this much panic, what was Elvy carrying with me? Or what was he carrying for me? I realized that the state of my own nervous system wasn't creating the settled, healing environment I wanted for him, the environment he needed. My panic, fear, and terror and grief They had become part of the environment he was trying to recover within. Our animals don't heal in isolation, they heal in relationship. Their nervous system is constantly responding to the world around them. And one of the biggest parts of that world is us. In neuroscience and psychology, this is called co-regulation. It's the way one nervous system influences another, the way two nervous systems speak to each other. It happens between parents and babies, between partners, between close friends, and I believe it happens between animals and the humans they share their lives with too. Their nervous system is constantly reading ours, not because they're fragile, but because connection is how mammals survive. Maybe one of the greatest gifts we can offer an animal who is unwell isn't only another treatment, it's a regulated nervous system to lean into. Every time I walked into the room where he was I bringing calm or was I bringing urgency? Was I helping his nervous system settle, or was I unintentionally asking it to stay on high alert with me? Healing isn't only about what we do, it's also about who we are while we're doing it. If I can be calmer within myself, if I can soothe and settle my own nervous system, then everything Elvy is experiencing right now, physically, emotionally, and energetically, has the opportunity to unfold in a calmer, more supportive environment. And so now I'm asking something else, not just what does Elvy need from me, but who does Elvy need me to be? Who do I need me to be? Because my role isn't just to care for him, it's also to be his companion, to walk beside him through whatever comes next, not trying to control every outcome, not trying to outrun uncertainty, because I'm not the one in control here. Instead, it's about meeting him where he is each day, being present, being grounded, being open-hearted, still giving him the physical supports that he needs with herbs, medications, going to the vet appointments, doing the energy healing, still doing everything I can to support his body, but remembering that one of the greatest gifts I can also offer him is the quality of my presence. Companionship is not just about sharing a home. It's about sharing the journey. And I think this is something that we can so easily forget when the stress of being the caregiver takes over. Because in trying so hard to save them, we can forget to simply be with them. Sometimes we become so focused on fixing that we forget the healing power of companioning, of sitting beside them, sharing the moment that is actually here, instead of living in the one we're terrified might come. It also made me realize that caring for Elvy doesn't mean every waking moment has to revolve around his illness. He's still Elvy. He still wants our quiet mornings, time outside, his favourite spot, his routines, the joy of watching Matilda be a crazy kitten, the ordinary moments we've always shared. And perhaps those ordinary moments are part of the healing too, not because they cure disease, but because they remind both of us that we are still living. And so now I'm left to ponder what helps me feel settled within myself, what helps me feel calm and centered. Which of my tools can I lean on to soothe my worry, my fear, my grief, so that I can offer him not just my care, but my presence, so I can be his companion and not just his caregiver. And if you're listening to this whilst caring for an aging animal or one with a chronic illness or one who's facing something uncertain, maybe this is your reminder too, that your well-being is not separate from theirs. It's part of the environment you're creating together. And this is also true if your animal does not have an illness or is not facing something uncertain. Your well-being is still moving alongside theirs. It's still part of the environment you're creating together. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, I would love it if you shared it with someone who's walking this path with an aging or unwell animal too. Sometimes we all need the reminder that we don't have to carry it alone. And if you'd like to continue the conversation, I would love to hear from you. You can find me over on Instagram at ruth.animalnaturopath or at the Natural Animal Podcast. Until next time, be kind to yourself and big, big love to your beautiful animals.